Okay, we should now be good to go. Everything's set up. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to a painting stream for the first time in a while. Thank you guys so much for joining to me. I am, as always, your master of ceremonies, the Richard. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. All right. I mean, let's just get to it at this point. I'm going to tell you guys exactly what it is that we're doing today, exactly what we're going to be working on. I'm going to be switching that over. Yeah, there we go. And so what we're going to be doing is painting 10 of these little gobos. I've already had these guys primed for a while. This is not... Oh, boy. Yeah, it probably was. It's probably going to have some issues with the actual... Oh, that's going to be annoying. Okay. I may have to do some manual adjustments as far as the focus. As far as the autofocus. Come on, come on. Work with me, autofocus. Work with me. There we go. Hello, welcome in, welcome in. Sorry, I'm trying to get this thing focused right now. The autofocus does not seem to be my friend today. Yeah, wasn't feeling great. But feeling a bit better today. Not quite 100%, but better. Enough that I'm down for a nice little chill stream. And, you know, getting a little bit of time off did at least help me out because I could take a little bit of time to, you know, get the setup here going so we can get back to some painting. Anyway, so I've got a couple of gobos that I've painted previously. The first set was actually was primed with the same orange color. And this is really how they turned out at the end. Using oranges, reds, and obviously for the skin tone we used, I believe this was an emerald. I believe it was Vallejo emerald that we used for the skin tone. But then I also have these little beach gobos that all look so good. And for these I used an actual a teal and emerald for the cloak instead, and then used like a Simpsons yellow for the actual skin. Oh, I love how these turned out. They were so good. But today, I'm thinking I kind of want to recreate these. But these were actually Warhammer Underworld models. So they're very, very specific. And I don't want to, like, just recreate them 100%. Let me get another light on here. Oh, that should help. Oh, that's going to help. Okay. Well, hopefully that should help out with the autofocus as well, hopefully. Oh, yeah. That's far better. Let me see if I can adjust that. Okay, if I give you autofocus back, will you actually focus properly? Probably not. But, yeah, it's pretty well. Yo, I wouldn't quite call it plague. To be entirely honest, I think I just caught some kind of a bug and was also streaming too many days in a row. And just it was like a 1-2 punch of like already being tired and then getting sick on top of that. Just was not good. But feeling pretty good today. Like I said, enough that we can do a nice little chill stream here. So I think what we're going to do as far as starting these, we're going to eventually wash them. Oh, wash them with this royal blue. That is so bright. This light is so bright. Let me make an angle that. Oh, it's so bright. But it's also going to help out with the zoom, so I can't really complain. There we go. Oh, no. Oh, well, then the shadows are just crazy. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm still kind of figuring out this setup here. Maybe that'll do. That should do just fine. Anyway, that's kind of washed out compared to the much more moody lighting, but oh well. Such is life. So we're going to eventually wash these with royal blue to fill in all these recessed areas. But for right now, I'm thinking that for the skin, I'm actually going to do something very icy. What was it? Here we go. Oh, this is the last of my Azure. Yo, welcome in, welcome in. I'm fine. I'm fine. Just not quite feeling 100%. Like I said before, I think maybe it was just a combination of catching some kind of bug and then streaming a lot of days in a row. It just made me really, really tired all of a sudden. Anyway. What should we do? We could do So as far as doing the skin on these guys, we could do like a really light green. We could do a really light green or a really light blue. I'm thinking the light blue, personally, unless there's any objections to that. I'm thinking that's going to be what we go with here. Oh, I don't think I could even try to do the noise for that song, and I would without fucking blasting my throat. Figurines, just a couple of gobos. It's the first painting stream back in a while, so I figured. Honestly, it's my first time painting in a while too. I'm really excited to get back to it. So thank God for getting sick, I guess. Right, need a paper clip. Clear this out. Am I out? No, I got more. Oh, boy. Okay. Seems phallic somehow. All right. Oof, this thing is near empty. We may have to do like 50-50 on this. I don't think I'm going to have enough of this azure to actually get through. Ooh, I am not. Ah! Oh, that worked. Okay, let's just let that keep draining. Let that keep going out of the bottom. Brush do we want to use? We don't need to be too specific with these. We're still going to do a lot of corrections later on. I'm not super worried about it. All right, wait. Give me a little bit more water there. A bit more water there. This is dry. It's all right. Did I 3D print these? Oh God, no, I'm not that talented with 3D printing. My 3D printer isn't even that good, to be honest. Ooh. I mean, it probably is, but I'm not talented enough to get it to work that well. Also, my 3D printer is old at this point. Ooh, that is clogged. That's fine. I'm going to change a lot of this stuff later anyway. Ooh, I already like the way this icy blue looks. I am a big fan. This was a good choice. This was a very, very good choice of color. Already digging this. Fortunately, the gobos paint up pretty fast and easy. We're going to do this real quick and dirty. Gobos are not a model that is designed to take a lot of time. All right, that's it for the skin. Just the face and the hands, I believe. Yeah, the feet are covered. Yeah, that should be it. Needs a little more effort. I wish I had the skill to 3D print models that were this high quality, but like I said, my 3D printer is old at this point. They have much, much nicer models that can do way, way better stuff. And I could probably get some decent prints out of mine, but I've been having all kinds of problems with it. I still can't get the fucking bed leveled. I'm not even sure, like I said, I want to. The machine is so old, and it's even if I got it to work, the best I could possibly get it to work would still be kind of shit. Oh, we're getting bubbles. I got too much water. There we go. There we go. Aha. Oh, good. Clearing out the highway. Thank God. Wait, you installed a car armor mod? I didn't even know that was a thing. I'm not sure which car is mine, to be honest. I'll hop back in. I'm probably going to get back into Zomboid tomorrow. Don't worry about me for right now. You guys just worry about you. And I will worry about my character once I'm back in. I might pop in before a stream tomorrow to finish up the last of the decorating and shit that I want to do. If I'm entirely honest, though, I think the next big struggle as far as like going out and making a big fancy loot run might be just going on a loot run to whatever place has the decoration items I want. I'd love to get some of those military crates, but I don't know where is close to Rosewood I could find those. Way back in there. Way back in there. There we go. We ended up just going with the build 41 multiplayer. We never actually tested the build 42 multiplayer. Build 42 multiplayer mod. So I cannot confirm if it is working or not. Go. We have a lot of map mods that are specific to build 41 anyway, that honestly I've been wanting to play for a while, so I'm kind of okay with that. Well, you know, maybe we'll get around to the build 42 multiplayer mod if it takes a really long time for the Indie Stone to get around to finishing it. Hell, who knows? Now that the multiplayer is a thing already, in just mod form, who knows? You know, it could they could just give up and say, multiplayer is already here. Oh, don't get too excited. It is Warhammer Fantasy and not 40K, so be careful about how much excitement you get. There we go. Get those bubbles out. I'm very happy with these so far. I'm very happy with this icy blue. I'm pretty sure that is the last of my Azure that I have. I'm happy with how these are turning out so far. Let's not say that the Indie Stone steals. I know that for, well, I'm fairly certain for any mod code they've used, they have compensated them well, like for the trailers and stuff. But I don't know. I mean, given the way that they are, I do kind of, I don't know. I wonder how they'll react to the multiplayer mod. I guess they've had time. The multiplayer mod's been out for a little bit now. I am kind of curious how they'll react to it, because, oh god, he's got that all over his hood. Oh no! I am curious how they're going to react to it, if they're going to be like, oh, this is terrible. Well, I mean, obviously they haven't done that because people are still using it. It's in the workshop. I'm wondering if they're going to be like, this is a good thing, now people will stop bugging us about multiplayer, or if they'll be like, oh shit, people are already playing multiplayer and modders are making us look bad, you know? Orcs are universal. Okay, I'll give you that. Orcs in Warhammer are good pretty much across the board. Love the Warhammer orcs. Warhammer has the best orcs. Better than Tolkien. Fight me. You know? I love that they have Cockney accents instead of being Mongols. With that tip of that nose. So easy to miss. All these little pointy bits are easy to miss. We are also going to be doing the basing for the last of my Cruel Boys, because I never finished my Dominion box that was half, you know, Stormcast Eternal, half Cruel Boys, and that thing came out forever ago. And I want to get it done. I don't like having a pile of shame. I don't like having a pile of shame. I want to finish it up. I want to get some work done. A lot of work done. Get some orc done. Ah! Okay, I'll see myself out. What else do we want to do before we do the... Oh, I guess I need to paint the shoes and the little ropes like they have for belts and stuff like that. I see the Great Texas Exodus. Wait, did you... Oh, sorry. A couple of things in chat. Allie, I did see there was a patch. Did they actually... I didn't see... Well, I saw that Steam patched Project Zomboid, but I did not see any notes about it whatsoever, so I wasn't sure what was actually in it. I was actually kind of confused. As Great Texas Exodus, is that the Texas Democrats coming to Illinois Because if so, I did hear about that, and it's lame as fuck. I think it's going to make Texas look bad. It makes Illinois look bad. And apparently Chicago's mayor, Brandon Johnson, is kind of mad about it. He went on the news and at a press conference said of J.B. Pritzker, our governor, hosting these Texas Democrats, he said, well, the South and West sides, a.k.a. the black neighborhoods, could sure use this level of tenacity in government. It just seems like kind of a gimmicky thing, if that's what you're talking about. I don't know. Unless there's another exodus I'm not hearing about. People have been moving out of Texas for a while now. I don't know. Okay, get those bubbles taken care of. Nice. Fortunately, there's not much to these gobos, so thank God I am going to have just enough azure to take care of all of these. Come on, come on. Oh, don't dry out on me now. You need a little more water. Just a touch more water. That was too much. But it usually is. It's alright, we'll blow out the bubbles. They're gobos. They can be quick and dirty. That's why I did them for my first stream back. First hobbying. Yeah, I can't imagine a situation in which, like, presumably Texas Democrats, want to continue to be elected in Texas, right? Like, how does it make them look good to flee to another state and say, hey, look how much this state appreciates us? Isn't that just going to make Democrats inside of Texas are still Texans, Isn't this just going to make them look bad? Like, if Illinois Democrats... If Illinois Republicans went fleeing to Texas and said, hey, look how great this state is, I'd be like, okay, but you're from Illinois. Fuck you. What the fuck are you doing fleeing to another state like you're a political prisoner or some stupid crap? I don't know. It's dumb. It's just dumb. Stupid, gimmicky moves. It makes Texas look better, if anything. That's just a dumb move. Dumb, stupid political crap. Not to mention that, it's Texas. If the Democrats leave because they won't be able to do a vote without us, Texas is absolutely the type of state that 100% would just say, fuck you, we're doing it anyway. So, not a smart move on their part. Like, Texas is that kind of place, right? There we go. Boy, that already adds so much detail. Good proof of why the 3-color rule is so important. It really doesn't take much to make these things come alive, Like, there's so much difference here just with a couple touches of a color, of like a good contrasting color. Just a few touches of it can make a huge amount of difference from a primed mini to a 3-color minimum. You really don't need much to make these come alive. We're going to do a lot. Don't get me wrong. These are going to be some of the most well-painted gobos on Earth. Mostly because the bar is pretty low. People don't paint their gobos the whole lot because you paint like 60 of them at a time if you want to run Gloomspite Gitz. Or I guess it would just be orcs if you're in Warhammer the Old World. It would just be regular orcs. Yo, Owl, welcome in, welcome in. Painting up a few goblins. It is my first painting stream in a while, so I wanted something nice and simple just to get my feet wet again, before we go back. before we do anything super complicated. 2 more here. Ooh, also, I don't know, I don't see Reed in the chat anywhere, but just so you guys know, there is, if anyone's interested, there is going to be a review of Hunt Showdown coming out in the next couple of days. I don't know if anybody gives a shit. But that's going to be the next big video. If you guys are interested, keep an eye out for it. I don't know if anyone here has played that game. Hunt Show... Well, I guess now it's Hunt Showdown 1896. Because apparently that company, Crytek, is just addicted to subtitles, I guess. I don't know. We go in here... We may have to touch up some of these areas, but that's fine. We're going to have to touch up a few areas. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. First stream back in a while. It's fine. I am curious, how should we paint the shields? That is something I am kind of worried about. Not worried, but like I am thinking about a lot. I feel like we should make use of a yellow. Like, yellow is like really endemic to the gobos in Warhammer. You know, yellow is like a really common color with them. Don't stream in art, all the furries will hop in. Owl, it's too late for that, I hate to tell you. The furries are already here. Also, is there an art I should stream under? I'm just under IRL right now. Should I be under art? Let me know. I actually wasn't sure where to put this as far as the Twitch stuff. YouTube is whatever, throw it up. But as far as Twitch, I really didn't know. Nah, the furries are cool with me, don't worry. Usually. Usually. Owl, you know I already have furries in my, you know I already have furries in my chat. That's why do you think I'm playing as the deer priest in, Zomboid? Oh, I just got paint on my microphone. Ah, well. Ah, well. Why do you think the deer priest, do you think I selected... personally, to have the deer furry mod in our Project Zomboid server? No, that was selected for me by our illustrious furries. And I appreciate them because it was funny and it led to some really, really good thumbnails. Let's get this done. Okay, last one. Well, we're far from done here, but last one, getting the skin taken care of. Also, if they're going to name an Exodus from Texas, just to show how inept the news media is, the fact they didn't call it the Texodus, I think, was a huge missed opportunity. This huge missed opportunity. There we go. Okay. Let's check one of the early ones so we can see if it's dry now. See how it looks. Oh, look at that. Look at those. Look at that nice contrast. I know it's probably not. It's not focusing super well. Sorry, guys, but look at that. Ah, fortunately, you don't need incredible focus with my minis because you have those crazy color schemes. Oh, also, I forgot to. Wait. There we go. Sorry about that. I meant to have the chat on screen and just forgot. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry. Also should have it on the vertical, too. There's probably a few people watching over there. There we go. Much better. The deer cult is not hostile for now. It remembers. The deer remember. That's hilarious, given that deer actually have the memory of a goldfish. Alright, so the only... Actually, there are a couple of things we need to do here. Okay, so the main things we need to do, we need to do the blades, we need to do the shields, and I don't think we're going to do much with the shields. So the blades, the shields, I guess 2 parts of the shields, because I want to do like the actual, this moon insignia, and then the outer rim of the shields in 2 different colors. Nothing too crazy. My initial idea for these guys, and I'm trying to do this on the fly and plot out as we go. I kind of want to make them look vaguely like these other ones, but maybe like a little more generic, because these guys are from Warhammer Underworld, so they have a lot more effort put into the bases, like as far as the actual physical model, like the plastic itself. These are kind of generic because they're just on a regular base, and I'm not going to do any crazy stuff with them. What clan are these boys? I don't know Warhammer lore. You know me better than that, dude. Come on, Al, you know me better than that. You know I don't actually know the Warhammer lore. I just like to paint minis. So my plan is I'm going to do gray on the top, black around the rim of the base. I think maybe some black around the rim of the shields as well. And then maybe a yellow in here on the actual moon. And then a gray on the knives, maybe? I'm not quite sure. I don't want the knives to look like they're gold. Oh, we have actually a gold could be kind of cool. You know what? You know what? Damn. Gold for the moon in the emblem, in the shield, could actually work. That could be kind of cool. Okay, hang on. Owl's got some good ideas here, apparently. Dude's got some good ideas. Okay, hang on. He's got some ideas here. Okay, you know what? Sure. Yeah. Where's my gold? Where is it? Shoot. I do have an old gold. I don't know if I want it to be... Make him swag money rich. Hell yeah. You know, I did... Actually, you know what? Give me one sec. I have an idea now. Hang on. One moment. I'm pulling deep from the new Memphis vaults here. So a long time ago, I did do, for those who remember these guys, I did these Tzeentch-themed Fallen Guardsmen with a combination of red and gold. Kind of looks McDonald's-y, but it really makes that gold pop. And I feel like that could work here. Of course, we've already devoted to using blue instead of an emerald. That's fine. But if we did more red on the cloak... Okay, do I have like a lighter red I could use? No. I'm thinking here. You know what? I find that my... Yes, I have 4 different flavors of Chaos Guard, actually. These are some of my favorite. These are some of the best ones, actually. These are my... So these are from Blackstone Fortress, and when I bought the Blackstone Fortress box set, it comes with 14 of these guardsmen, and then I went on eBay and bought 14 more, because I love these models. They're so good. I did these 7 in a Tzeentch theme, and I think they look great. And I think we're going to take a little bit of inspiration from it here and try to lean into that red and gold with these splotches of blue. First and foremost, though, well, you know what? Actually, it doesn't really matter. We're going to have to touch up the skin anyway, so I'm not worried about this looking kind of splotchy. Not going to worry about that. Let's go to these. Yeah, you know what? I think Owl is onto something here. I think he's onto something as far as this gold. I think he's onto something here. We're gonna do we're gonna make it like kind of like Iron Man colors, I guess is what we're going with. We're gonna have some like real hot rod red in these alongside some gold. It's got to be like a bright though. Yeah, you know what? Let's get I'm going to try something here. Shake him, shake him, shake him. Come on. Okay. We're going to try something here. I'm going to take half medium flesh tone and then half gold. And we're going to hope, as with all color combinations when painting, that the nozzle doesn't get clogged, first and foremost. We're going to hope, as with all painting color combinations, that it does not just come out brown. Let's give this a shot. Let's try this out. There we go. Okay, a little heavier on the gold. That's fine. I don't mind that at all. I'm going to pick a slightly smaller brush. This one should do. Okay. Put a little bit of water there. Start mixing these up. Move it a little in so we can see it on the vertical. It's still mostly gold, but now it's a little more brassy, which is what I want to do later. And then I think that when we do highlights on this, we're going to mix half gold and half like a really bright yellow, like a banana yellow, half gold, half banana yellow, to do the highlights on these later on. Now, I haven't done this before with a blue wash. Actually, with those Zinchian troopers, I actually did a... those actually have a red wash. So I really leaned hard into that red. Let's go ahead. Let's do the blades too. Let's do them the same color. They're gobos. This is way too small a brush. Let's do the shields with these. Okay. Hang on. Probably don't need to be this careful, to be honest. We still got to wash and then do more highlights. It really doesn't matter that much, but it never hurts to be careful. It's never a bad thing. By the way, I do apologize for the autofocus being a bit wonky. There we go. And we'll get those eyes in a different color later on. Maybe in white. Let's go to the teeth in white too. There we go. See that? Oh, that's very, very bright. That's good. I like that. All right, let's get all 10 of the shields done. Then we'll come back and do the blades, because the blades we can just glob on. Those are huge. We can just slap that color on. I am not at all worried about the blades. By the way, yes, I do use a dry palette, not a wet palette. Just never got into wet palettes. Nothing against them, just never personally used them. I've heard some people say they're great. I don't know. I think they're fine. I don't think it is nice that like it'll keep the paint wet for like hours at a time under the right conditions. But I don't know. I don't really need to keep paint around that long, so I just don't really bother. You know, I just don't really see a point in like needing to keep the paint. So anyway, that's my 2 cents anyway. By the way, if you have hobbying friends, please feel free to link them to the stream. We do want to try to grow, and please hit that like button, subscribe, hit all the buttons around the screen. There's various buttons depending on what site you're watching on. We're not doing the Kick stream today. Once again, I'm not really... I don't know, it's not really worth losing the bandwidth, to be honest, to stream on Kick. I don't mind Kick. I actually interacted with some decent people on Kick, but it's not really worth the bandwidth to, like, rebuild an audience over there when most of my audience is on YouTube and a bit on Twitch. Isn't Kick shit? Yeah, probably. I don't know. What is Kick's reputation exactly? Like I said, I knew it for the longest time as basically being like Rumble, where it was like, you know, known as, oh, it's the place where you could, it's like Twitch, but you can drop hard R's. You know? Does Kick have a new reputation now? I've heard it's coming around, but I also know that a lot of why it's coming around is because, you know, they get a lot of money from the fact that it's a gambling site at the end of the day that happens to have streaming. It is a gambling site that happens to have streaming. You know? How do these grots get their hands on gold? Well, it's not good gold. It's not good gold. It might even just be gold leaf. You know, that was part of why I cut it. I don't like the idea of, I don't, wow, I hope the gold is showing through on these. I didn't want to do straight gold on these either, because I don't think that grots having gold weapons would be very thematic for, you know, grots. So I also thought that grots shouldn't have solid gold weapons, but like shitty gold, you know, like gold leaf, you know, crappy stuff. Maybe they like maybe they found it and thought it looked pretty. You know, they do spend all their time underground. Maybe they found a small vein of gold and were like, let's make weapons out of this, not realizing it was like soft as fuck. You know, that's kind of funny. That's like an orky thing to do, though, is like make weapons out of gold, not realizing they're going to break as soon as they swing them. That's a very orky thing to do, though. These are definitely not mixed very well, so it's kind of sine waving back and forth between the flesh tone and the gold. But honestly, that's kind of cool. I kind of like that. Don't mind that at all. I'm not sure what I want to do with the wood on some of these weapons. Maybe we'll just do that in like in more of a brown than red. I do have black red. Vallejo black red is actually a very, very good color. I like that color a lot. Shockingly useful. Yeah, see, that's not like gold. That's something that like grots could get their hands on. You know? Also, give me one sec. I'm going to real quick. There we go. That should help. Well, if it wants to focus properly, which it might not. Okay. By the way, we are still figuring out the setup. If you have suggestions or if something's not working right, dude, just tell me about it, you know? We're still kind of figuring things out. I'm excited to have this nice new camera now. Thank you to everyone who has supported me in doing that, by the way. So now I have this better webcam, and I've been wanting to try it out with some painting for a while now, but I'm just now getting around to it. Okay. Go. Hang on. Get those teeth. There we go. And the tip of that nose. Once again, tips of the nose. There we go. That's looking fierce. Sorry, still adjusting. Trying to get it right. Maybe I can. I'm curious. I'm turning that back on auto. There we go. That's working pretty well. That's pretty well. Maybe it's not gold or calcium. Wrong fantasy universe, friend. Wrong fantasy universe. Although that shit is green. I actually would love to do like a Skyrim-themed orc build. Orc army. And like really make it look like the Orcalsum weapons and armor from Skyrim. That actually would look dope as shit. But then you'd have like you'd really have to make sure the greens are working properly, because like you'd have green skin, green weapon, green skins alongside green weapons. You know, you'd really have to make sure you're differentiating them well. Okay. There we go. Ha ha ha. Wait, the eye? Eye, get in there, get in there, get in there. Nah, that's probably the best we're going to get it. That eye is really small. Yeah, I'm running out of this stuff. Just a bit more. Okay. I'm also trying to keep it centered. Sorry about that. It's always one of the struggles is keeping things centered in the screen. No, that's a bubble. Get that out of there. There we go. Damn bubbles. Go. But maybe this is like a desperate group of gobos who decided to or like an especially stupid crew who took all the boss's shinies and melted them down to make weapons, and then on top of that did a really shitty job of it. Could kind of see that. Also something Grotz would totally do. The edge there, edge of that moon. There we go. Okay. Go. Wasn't thinking about Skyrim. Oh, is Orcalsum a thing in Warhammer 2? As I've said many a time, I don't know Warhammer lore. I was serious about the Skyrim orc build, though. Ooh, that's bleeding a bit. Oh, well. Honestly, I'm probably being overly careful with these. Nice. Okay. Now, we can break out the big brush. Big brush. Well, not quite big, but bigger. Use that. And just real quick, knock that out. Not even going to bother making handles for their weapons. I'm not going to bother with that. I might need to mix some more paint. Wait. Brush left a hair behind. Okay, there we go. It'll do. There we go. Wait. There we are. Wow. I'm really going to have to touch up some of their cloaks. Oh, that one's already done. I might have just enough here. Maybe they're like Tzeentch worshipping orc? No. Orcs wouldn't do that. That'd be a betrayal of the boss. Actually, you know, Grotz turning to worship Tzeentch, I could kind of see. They're sneaky little bastards. I could kind of see that. Yo, Holy, welcome in, welcome in. Oh, this guy just has like a piece of wood with like just a singular nail sticking out of it. I love that. That's great. I love that. That's phenomenal. That's amazing. I love that that's his weapon to like go into battle with. Fighting like literal demons from hell with a piece of wood with a nail, with a railroad spike stuck through it. That's very, very Warhammer Orc. Love that. Love that. Okay, just enough. Just enough. Just enough. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, we're not even halfway through. No, we're just over halfway through. Come on, come on. Really don't want to have to mix more paint for like the last one guy. Wonderful beak axe. Is there a word for it? I guess. I don't think he would even know the name. I think he'd just be like, stab it! Stab it! That up there. Alright. They look kind of shitty, but it doesn't really matter. They're going to have like, there's going to be like 3 more layers of paint over these. Okay, come on. I got 2 left. Make it last. Make it last. I do not want to have to mix more paint for like the last one guy. Okay, this guy just has a small mace. Come on, just enough. Come on, come on. Come on, come on. You have just enough here. I'm not mixing more paint for half a weapon. Okay. There we go. They all have like a... I wouldn't say the weapons look good. They're, the layer of paint they have is super thin because I was running low, but that's fine. I didn't mix quite enough. It happens. Like I said, they're going to have another layer of wash, some highlights on top of all this. It really doesn't matter. Am I going to sell them? I'm not really into the... I mean, I've thought about selling my stuff before, but like you usually have to... If you're going to sell Warhammer models, more often than not, you have to sell them at a lower cost than you actually bought them, so it's not really worth it. Yeah, it's not. I've looked into it. It's not really a great way to make money. And actually, it sucks to say, but it's really not. More often than not, if you want to sell an army, you're gonna have to sell it at a discount, unless you have. I don't know. Unless you have like a real name recognition, you know. Do freelance work? I don't know. I don't know if I could work for somebody else on it. Like when doing projects like these, I don't know if I could work for somebody else. Alright, what else do we have to do on here? We need to get... Oh, we have... Oh, damn it. They have the charms. Damn it. Okay. A little bit of gold. A little bit of gold. Okay. I'm just going to break out some straight gold. That was a bit much. That's fine, though. Almost forgot. Small splash of water in there. Come on, open up for me. Open up for me. There we go. Okay, a few small things I gotta hit real fast. Yeah, I'm not sure people would really go for it. But I appreciate the suggestion, but I'm not sure people would go for it. Usually, if you're going to sell stuff or you do freelance work, people need you to have, like, name recognition so they can say, painted by X, painted by this guy with a lot of followers, or something like that. There's that. And I forgot about some of these on this side. Let's get the edges, too. A little bit more gold on there, like it's been worn down. Definitely putting way too much effort into a bunch of shitty gobos, but that's fine. Maybe I can give some of them gold teeth, too. That could be fun. There we go. Leave that behind. There we go. Where's... He does not have a charm. Okay, so he's done. Okay. Well, this is certainly going to be unique. Maybe I should have just gone with like a bronze off the bat, to be honest. Bah. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, yeah. I've seen the Zombicide ones. Yeah, is that the one with the... Oh, it's the zombie minis. But, yeah, I mean, if you've got... If anyone... I guess, yeah, if anyone here, if you've got minis you want done... Like, yeah, I would give you a, especially if you let me make a video about it, I would give it to you cheap. Not worried about it. Just got to cover the cost of paints and a little bit on top so I can make some money, but not much. If you want to consider it, hey, yeah, I'd love the work. And you get to have your minis featured on the channel, which would be cool. I would at least do a stream, maybe a video, I'm not quite sure. I gotta get my camera fixed before I really start doing a lot more like videos around. Filming has gotten a bit harder because my camera is shot. Like my regular camera, my webcams work. Kind of estimate, I mean, it's gonna depend on the models and how many. How many models come in the box you'd want to paint? That's gonna really depend. Gonna really be the factor. There we go. Yep. It's done. Have that little bit on the hilt. Get those done. Send me your shed, would you paint it? Sure. You're going to spend a lot more shipping that here than you will... You're going to spend a lot more time and money shipping that here than you will on my actual paint job. There we go. That autofocus is still a pain, but oh well. Not the end of the world. Go. This guy's got a saw on the back. Also, yes, I know that this guy's sword is bent, and yes, I am keeping it. 43 models. I don't know, maybe $100. I don't know, something like that. So somewhere around $2 a model. I don't know. Nothing crazy. I'm not gonna ask for anything crazy, especially because I would ask other people to cover the shipping. So, I mean, with that extra cost, yeah, I'd be willing to go pretty cheap. Go. And there we go. And hopefully if I can do a live stream out of it, I can make a little bit of extra money that way doing... Got a bunch of 1-to-1 scale Protectrons. That would be cool as hell. I did do a 1-to-1 scale laser pistol. So I could do some more Fallout stuff. That'd be cool, actually. There we go. I love curved swords. I'm sure we could come to an agreement that would be fair. But like I said, keep in mind, though, you'd be covering the shipping, too, and got to get materials and stuff to ship them in a way that's not going to cause any issues. You know, I mean, cause them to break on the way. So if you can figure all that stuff out, then we'll worry about my fee at that point, because that's already going to be somewhat expensive, especially coming all the way, like, halfway across the country. Cool. Alright, just about done here. Again, I'm putting way too much effort into a bunch of crappy gobos. But I don't know. When it comes to painting stuff, there's never... I feel like I say that all the time, but it's always good to take that extra little bit, you know? Do that extra little bit to make your stuff look good. At least I find. There we go. Oh my god. Gonna do West Tech versus Robco. It's gonna be like the divide between Ford and Chevy households. Like Hatfields and McCoys. Let's just get these on the ends of the crescent. There we go. And I guess maybe a little bit on the edge. There we go. All right. Now, the next big thing to take care of. Next thing is going to be these ropes, which I think we might just do in black, maybe? Or what would be a good color for them? Just now realizing how long it's been since I've organized all my paints. Okay. What's going to be a good color for just those little ropes? Like, you can see where the charm is. We just need to do those ropes in there. It's going to stand out well. I guess we could just do blue. Or maybe a... You know what? Okay, I've got an idea. Let's do purple. I think purple will actually look quite good as a rope color. Seems odd, I know, but work with me here. Just stay with me. Just stay with me. Just stay with me. Just stay with me. I think purple is going to look very, very good for those ropes. Because they're really, really sunken into the deepest recesses. A small little detail. but I don't want it to quite be like shadowed. Black? No, not quite black. Because black is just going to make them not show up at all. I want them to still show up and be visible. I did think about black, though. That was my first thought. But I don't think it's quite what I'm going for. We'll do with purple on the shoes too. May as well. Once again, going to kind of blend in. Not draw attention. Purple, actually, I feel like will be a color that doesn't draw a whole lot of attention on these models, which is what I want. I don't want the feet being the main center of attention on these things, you know? There we go. Perfect. Look at that. That's, what are we at? 5 colors now? I guess we did a combination color of the gold and the matte meat, gold and the flesh tone. So, yeah, 4 colors. 4 colors, somewhere in there. Something like that. Something like that. This brush might actually be a bit small for this. Go. Do like a silver rope. I don't know. We've already got gold. I mean, how expensive do we want these to be? Do we want these gobos to look? Maybe if they were a higher tier unit, could have silver and gold, but that's a lot of metal to waste on a gobo. Get in there. There we go. And again, I think the purple's going to look very, very good. As like a, I don't know how to put it, like a crease color, like a color that's right down in the bottom, shadowed but still visible. I don't know how to put it. I just paint. I don't know. I just put the color on the model. This is so bright, which is great. It's great. Lots and lots of very visible detail. Even with how crappy the autofocus is on this camera, you can still see all the detail, which is exactly what we want. I think we're also going to do the eyes in black, as opposed to trying to make them like... trying to paint eyes. You know? There we go. Never seen a purple gobbo. We could do a purple gobbo. These are the only ones I have primed, so these are the only ones we're going to finish today. If we even finish them. I suppose we're only going to get up through the base colors. We're going to do the wash. And then my plan was we're going to do... I have a lot more Cruel Boys. Basically, my plan was today, for these 10 gobos, we're going to do the base colors. We're going to do the wash. Then put these aside to sit overnight, and then we're going to do the basing for all of the rest of my Dominion box. And it's a really, really cool basing technique. You guys are going to be into it. Oh, you know what I just realized? There's also these little bits under the shield. Like the handle that we should probably do as well to distinguish it from the fingers. Not a bad idea to do that. Let's go ahead and get that on the first two, too. I just thought of that. Yeah, just a quick dab should do fine. I'm not really worried about getting this into, like, every detail. And again, a lot of, like, the major issues are going to get resolved once we do the wash. It should only be one wash. God, I cannot imagine doing a second round of washing on a fucking gobbo. On goblins. Dear God. That's officially too much effort. There is a point at which you have to say, no, these, especially infantry, not worth the time, not worth the energy. There is a point at which you need to say that when you're painting, you know? Need to say, nope, we're going to actually finish it. If I put this much effort into each individual one, we're never going to get through the entire pile of shame. And I'm going to expect everything else to look this good, and that's just not going to happen. You need to get a bit back there. Nice. Way in there. There we go. Go. Too much on there. It's all right. Dab lightly. Ooh, my hands are getting shaky. Hands are getting shaky. Knees weak. Arms are heavy. The whole crowd goes so loud. Opens his mouth, but the words won't come out. All right, halfway through. Let's get the others done. These are coming together very, very well. Again, they got some issues, but they're coming together very, very well. I'm happy with these so far. They never look quite right until the very end. Especially the wash. The wash will really bring them together. You know? I don't know if anyone... if you've ever seen the photo, there's one particular photo that I always love bringing up that just looks especially egregious. The photo of the, right before his wash, the Killaboss on Nashtooth, the big centerpiece orc that came in the Dominion box. My photo of him, the one I painted before his wash, dear God, looks so goddamn terrible. So terrible. He actually has some ropes up here on this weapon. So we're going to paint those too. Awful. Simply awful. Absolutely fucking terrible. Before the wash, it looks like it was painted by a grade schooler. Then the blue wash hits, and it's like, oh my God! And I made sure to take photos at like each one. They're still on my Instagram if you want to see them, but those were that was one I was especially proud of, mostly because of how ridiculous they looked. You know, I don't know. I take a weird amount of pride in making schemes that seem like they just should not work and making them work. Oh, thank you very much, Allie. You see, an owl was saying that having furries here would be a negative. Go. Excellent. Yeah, okay. Okay. We're good. We're good. We're good. I also did miss one charm. Gotta go back and paint that. Just a quick dab of gold should do. Get it. Come on, come on, come on. Come on. There we go. And those handles, trying not to get it on his chin. There we go. Nice, nice. There we go. Oh, here's another one. There's another charm I didn't paint. How did I miss 2 of them? Wow. I am not a very good painter, apparently. I also forgot that I was painting the feet. I forgot that I was painting the feet this whole time. Forgot that. One moment while I go back and fix that. Totally forgot that. Totally forgot that. Don't move. Don't move. There we go. Go. Damn it. As we go further, that's only going to happen more often. It's going to get infuriating. There we go. You've got a charm that needs painted. You're getting set aside. You're good. You're good. The feet and charms, are they both painted? Yes. Yes. You need your feet. You haven't done it. I haven't done any purple on this guy yet. There we go. Okay, I'm going to have to pour a little bit more purple, but at least I'm not mixing anything this time. Good. You also forgot your feet. There we go. Now you have a charm that needs painted. I think. Yep, that's everyone's feet and ropes done. That gold is all dried up. Just a tiny little bit there. Tiny, tiny, tiny. Come on, come on, come on. Ah! What was that? Oh, God. Oh, God. What even was that? What even is this gold? What is this? This gold is... Wow, this gold is old as shit. This thing needs to be mixed. Oh, well. There we go. Yeah, now it's coming together. Now it looks like gold. Oof. Medium and pigment and going 2 different directions there. There we go. And a quick dab on that little pendant thing they have. Just a little dab will do fine. That's fine. Okay. I think the last thing I want to do... I think I want to sneak some... You know what? Okay. Here's what we're going to do. I was thinking about using black... But I think what I'm actually going to do is sneak in some green. Some very, very, very dark green. I'm trying to shake right now. Shake, shake. Come on. Ah, there we go. Okay. Ah, after a thorough shaking. Oh, wait, no, this isn't even the green I wanted. Damn it! It's not even the green I wanted. I wanted the German extra dark green. There we go. There we go. Okay. Let's take this German extra dark green. What am I looking for? Which one? This one will do. Pretty much go back between 2 brushes anyway. A little bit of water. That nice little mix. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. That's what we're looking for. That's what we're looking for. That's the practically brown that I know German extra dark green to be. It's nothing the Germans hate more than colors. Now, the German extra dark green, and we're going to go around the edges of that shield. And we'll get the back sides too, momentarily. And we will not be touching this color up unless I decide I want to. Which is kind of the unwritten rule of most of my painting projects. It's like, I will do it like this unless I don't want to. Unless it looks like crap once I actually get the paint on. There we go. Excellent. Now this gentleman, I believe, I do want to highlight his teeth. So we're going to get some white in a second, but aside from that, should be done once we get those teeth highlighted. There we go. Go. You know, now that I think about it, probably would be good to do some highlights on the robes for the wash. Probably be a good idea. We can do that. Go. Ever think you'd see someone spend this much time on gobos or grots? I'm really curious what this extra dark green is going to look like once the blue wash is on. Probably just going to fade into like a generic kind of brown. Well, not quite brown, like just like super dark green, almost black, which is what I'm hoping for. Because I don't want it to be super noticeable. You know, you really gotta... One of the most important choices when painting is figuring out exactly what areas you want to be drawing the audience's attention and what areas you want their eyes to kind of glaze over. Just like, and, you know, the point of this German extra dark green, this is a color I use quite a bit, but it's more of like a, I guess I'd call it like a framing color. Like you don't, like when you look at this image, you don't necessarily notice the green so much, but you notice the yellow a lot more. That's where your eye is drawn because of the green. It's hard to see with this like flat lighting. But like you don't, your eye isn't drawn to the green, it's drawn to the yellow, and the green helps to frame it. That's the whole point. You know, like I said, one of the most important decisions is where are you going to draw the audience's eye, the viewer's eye? Where is it going to go? What areas do you want them to pay attention to? What areas do you want them not to pay attention to? It's one of the main problems I have whenever I see those painters who are like, no one's going to stop me from putting 1,000 hours into every single individual model and painting like the fucking painting every single pore on every guardsman's face, and like I'm so proud of all this work I did. And it's like, that's great, but like there's a reason why when you show people, no one gives a shit. You know, there's a reason why when you show your models to other people, they don't give a shit, because like the full picture of the model doesn't look good. It looks like something that's hyper detailed. And for a trained eye, sure, they can like observe the individual techniques that you use. Yeah, that's great. But if you want to make stuff that's going to look good at a glance to a layman, that's a totally different painting technique and a totally different mindset you have to be in when you're doing it. And that's what I always try to go for. We'll see if we have any paint left. If we have paint left, we might paint the wooden weapons with this green. That could look really nice, actually. You know, it would be a good way to break up, you know, add some differentiation between the individual grots. It could be kind of cool. And I could see those being, like, those and the shield being made out of the same material. So from, like, a lore perspective, it could make sense. My hands aren't shaking as much. I think the coffee's finally worn off. Thank God. There we go. Perfect. I got a bit on the mood in there. I'll set that one aside and try to fix it later, because there's a couple other areas I want to touch up with gold too on some of the weapons, like the hilts and stuff like that. A couple of hilts I forgot to get. Go. You are all set. I can get a little bit further in there. But that's fine. He's looking good. Yeah, I think these colors are working together very, very nice. Gotta reset my brush though. Very aggressive Smurfs. I mean, I think all Grots kind of look like that to an extent, but yeah, the blue skin doesn't help. I am curious. The skin's going to change a lot once they have the wash on them. It's going to really change the look. Go. Perfect. You know what? I have plenty of green left. Let's go ahead and just paint these wooden sections of the handles in green. Yeah, this brush is not right for this, but it'll be alright. It'll survive. It can take a little abuse. Also, it's a cheap as shit brush, and I have thousands of them, so I'm really not that worried about getting it destroyed because I use it on the wrong project. The wrong section or whatever. There we go. Ooh, yes, that was a good choice. That was a very good choice. Oh, that looks way better. That looks way, way better than the rusty red. Yep, that was a good choice. That was a very, very good choice. It's always awkward when you do something and it turns out not to be a good choice. But in this case, it worked out, thank God. I definitely need a different brush for this one. This is huge. There we go. Look kind of mossy. I like it, like in a good way. Okay, should be the last one. I should have, hopefully, just enough green to do it. But again, not a mixed color, so if I have to pour another drop, it's not the end of the world. Perfect. Oh, these are coming along well. Very, very well. All right. Last thing. We are going to paint their teeth. And that will be the end of it. Well, then we're going to set them aside for a sec. Make sure they're 100% dry. Actually, we might take some red, do a couple... Oh, there's a couple spots that really need to be fixed. Come on. Come on. Work with me, white. Work with me. There we go. A bit of that. Okay. Here's where the fun begins. Wish me luck. This is where it gets real fun. Come on, come on. Get on there. Get on there. Okay. Sloppy, but it'll do. Sloppy is fine. Sloppy can be fixed later, at least at this stage. Sloppy won't be fine after the wash, but for right now, we can make Sloppy work. Sloppy's okay. There we go. Oof. Some of these are not turning out well. This brush is just not... The paint just isn't staying at the tip of the brush. It happens sometimes. Oh, no. Wait. Get you off of there. Get off of there. There we go. There we go. There we are. Again, we got some pretty sloppy sections here, but we're at a stage where sloppy can be fixed. Ooh, wow, really sloppy. Oh well, sloppy can be fixed. Sloppy can be fixed. God, I hope so. Oh, this might just be pure cope. This dude's had all his features gunked up by that Azure. I don't know what happened to him. For some reason it was just really thick on his. Okay. And one there. Last one. I poured way too much white. I usually do. But white comes in like every Vallejo pack, so I have like 4 bottles. It's not a big deal. Cool. All right. Now, we're going to let those sit. Those are going to sit for a little while. In fact, I actually, well, let's take one last look, though. I mean, I think these turned out pretty well. Here's the final look before all the washes and whatnot. I'm going to take these and actually put them in front of the air conditioner to get blown on for a while. Or actually, you know what? I might... yeah, let them get blown on for a while. I do want to take some photos of them before we do the wash. For the Insta... You know, I gotta do it for the gram. And for Reddit, I guess. But gotta do it for the gram. Let's see, I need a platform to carry them on. Oh, this'll do. This'll do. There we go. Let's stack them on here. These are going to go sit in front of the air conditioner while we take care of some basing with our other models. Next, oh shoot. You know what I'm just now realizing though? We don't really need to do the base yet. Oh. Yeah, you know what? Actually, it probably would be a good idea. We might like the way it looks with blue. Going back and forth on it. Okay, you know what? We're gonna do... How much gray do I have? Oh, I should have checked that in the first place. There's the gray. Ooh. Oh, I am not doing well on gray right now. Oh, my London gray is almost out. Okay. That's not good. I guess we can always just do black for the bases. Would also work. Could do a silver for the bases. Maybe mix it with a little bit of white. Yeah, you know what? I think we're gonna do that. This might look a little tacky. This might end up looking kind of tacky, but that's all right. It's okay. Where'd that damn paperclip go? Oh, I'm always losing things. It just wouldn't be a new Memphis stream if stuff weren't getting lost in the middle of trying to accomplish a fucking task. Come on. There we go. Okay, it came out anyway. We're good. Let's grab decent-sized brush here. That's way too much water. That's just nowhere near enough to do all these bases, but oh well. Oh well. We'll mix more as we need it. And we'll do the top layer here. I'm not even getting close to their feet. I don't need to. The edges and the sides are eventually going to be black. I'm more just curious what this is going to look like with the blue wash on it, to be honest. Like, I don't even really expect this to be the final color. I'm just really curious what it's going to look like. It also, the silver is just not even showing. It's pretty much just a layer of like thin white. But whatever. Okay. It's a shame. That London Gray is like one of my favorite paints, to be honest. And I feel like every time I admit that gray is one of my favorite paints, I feel a little bit ashamed. That... There we go. Okay, did get a little on his feet. I can fix that later. Though more than likely I will forget to do so. There. This is the last step, I swear. Which I always say, but I swear this is it. Come on. Go. I'm gonna need a little bit more. Let's try just like a straight silver. It's not like it's not gonna get washed anyway. Vallejo silver does tend to be a bit goopy though. I'm not pouring more for half a base. Okay. Almost there. Go, go, go. Stretch it, stretch it, stretch it. Go, 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 go. Okay, good enough. Good enough. God, I've got it all over my hands now. That always happens when I paint bases. Just gets everywhere. Okay, there we go. They are set. I mean, let me know what do you guys think as far as 3-foot rule? How do they look? I think they turned out damn well. Very distinguishable even on a busy tabletop. A lot of good contrasting colors. Got to fix those teeth, but that's fine. Very good contrasting colors. Ah! And drop them, of course. All right. Let's get these guys moved. Like I said, I'm going to put these right in front of the air conditioner so they can dry extra fast while we get some basing done on some other models. They do look really nice. They look really, really nice so far. Oh, there we go. All right. We have a lot of models to go. It is not just these. It is not just these. We have... I've got 10 gobos here. Another 10 here. And that is just the start. Here's 20. I've also got 10, 20... Another 23 models off to the side, off camera, that we're also going to be basing right now. Where did I put that? There it is. Oh, do I have enough? Probably do. Look, I think I've got more. That'll do. Okay. Whew. All right. Well, fortunately, these... Oh, no, I do still have more models. Well, so if you're looking for... Fortunately, this is going to be a really good opportunity for anyone who's looking for some cheap techniques to improve their bases. I need to wipe my hands off thoroughly real fast. Sorry, make sure I'm not going to, like, track that silver paint onto anything else that I touch. Should probably be wearing gloves when I do this, especially the bases, but oh well. So many of you will remember these gentlemen. These this swampy beach theme that I did, not just for these gobos, but for the entire Cruel Boys, and this like sort of randomized, like I said, swamp beach theme. It looks so good. This texture turned out so good. So the way we did this texture, like look at that. Oh, that texture turned out so well. So the way we do that texture is essentially what we're going to do, we're going to take some Royal and Lang nickel paint. I have black here, I also have white. Cover all the bases. That is correct. We are going to cover all of the bases. I'm also going to zoom out the camera real fast because this is going to be not going to be precise work. This is not at all going to be precise work. We're going to take the Royal and Lang nickel paint. Get over here. I need a nice fat brush. And we're just going to dab it all over. Like literally all over the bases. Gnarly staff. Thank you. I quite liked how this staff turned out. Yeah, no gradients, just that straight white on there, especially for the spikes, worked out very, very well. Also, his teeth look so much better here than the ones I did on the other guys. I've got some good photos of those models over on the Instagram if you want to check them out. I'll keep that there. Can't use the regular towel for this. All right. We're going to try with the titanium white, actually. All in there. Ugh. Nice and gloopy. And then I need a platform to put these guys on, which I should have figured out before I poured the paint. That's an important part of this. Figure out the platform where you're going to set the damn things. Cardboard. Ah! I got some cardboard. And poster board and shit. There we go. Alright, I've got this taken care of. Alright, so the start of this base theme is literally we're going to take this super gloopy paint, and we're just gonna dab it just all over. We're gonna try to not get it on their feet. And you see the, oh, well, it's hard to see the textures here. It'll be easier, well, I don't know if it'll be easier when it's on black, actually. Camera's gonna have some trouble picking it up. But this is all we're gonna do. We're gonna do this for all 43 models that we have set aside right now, that we have built. I'd prefer not to have any of the regular base texture showing, but if it does, it's not a big deal. Especially around the feet. And we're just going to leave this to dry overnight. We're just going to leave that to dry. That's it. That's going to sit, and obviously, if you couldn't already guess, it's going to take like 10 hours for this to dry, because obviously it's like giant globs of paint, you know. So it's going to take a while. Get that done. But it's going to look really nice once it's done. I promise. It creates a lot more complexity than you might think in the actual model. Like on the, well, in the textures, it's so great. It almost looks like strange veins. I've been wanting to try it. The part of the reason I was driven to finish these guys is because, like, look at all that. You can kind of see where it's like poking off. All that's going to basically just shrink down as it dries, and it's going to be great. In like 12 hours. Yeah, one of the reasons I was driven to finish these guys is because it's a really specific theme, but I kind of want to try doing the same texture with a different color scheme to see if we can make it look like maybe flesh, maybe for corn. You know, on a corn model, make it look like they're in some like literal land of flesh running through like a blood lake or something like that, like carve like canyons like through it on a big model, and have that look like they're in like a. I have some ideas. I want to try them out, and I'm like, the pile of shame is still here. Let's get it done. Let's you know, let's work. Let's do things. Also, I feel like, I don't know about you guys, I'm kind of just tired of playing video games for streams. Like, I wanted something different to do. If I'm entirely honest, I wanted to try something different. I felt like you guys might like to see something different. And I'm not quite up to doing a fucking Twitch shooter today. Certainly not. Certainly fucking not. There we go. There we go. You know what? Okay, we're going to start doing this a bit faster, because I'm afraid this stuff is going to dry out if I leave it sitting here too long. Or we're not going to be able to apply it correctly. I'm also curious if the black paint and the white paint will behave differently. I can't imagine that they would, but you never know. I mean, they are different chemicals, technically speaking, even if they're, you know, the same brand of paint and whatnot. It's still, you know, still differences. Oh, his arrow is straight broken off. That's fine. We're actually going to go back. The arrows are super frail on these, like, arrow gobos. We're going to go back and fix those with some metal at some point, because they're just terrible. I wouldn't even trust them, even if they weren't already broken off. I wouldn't trust them not to break off during transportation or something else. Leave that guy there. Oh, I got a little on him. That's fine. Just smooth it out. It's just paint. There we go. Make some randomness to it, you know? That'll do fine. All right, 5 down, 40 some to go. Bright side, like I said, this is a very, very cheap technique. This is like using $2 paint for this texture before we do the actual painting. Hang on. There we go. If you try this technique for yourself, whatever platform you put them on to dry, expect them to be stuck the next morning. Just expect it, but, you know, snap them off, they'll be fine. Smooth out the bottom with some sandpaper if you have to. Just the bottom of the model, no one gives a shit. Bottom of the base, you know, who cares? Shit. This is not a good time to drop them. Yeah, that'll be fine. Well, the models will be fine, the texture will not. Now again, adds that sense of randomness, I guess. I'm not getting close enough to the feet, so I'm going back and correcting the original ones that I did. Because I am going to be that much of a professionalist when it comes to fucking gobos. Let's just start out by getting around the feet. Fast, gotta be fast, gotta be fast. Can't take your time on these, Richard. Come on. Oh, yeah. Have a good night, man. Don't worry about it. Probably going to wrap up. Well, not even halfway through these. Not even a quarter of the way through these, but won't be too much longer anyway. Have a good rest of your night. Go. All right, that's the first 10 out of 40. No, 43. Sorry. Probably should just put out the paint a little at a time next time, so I'm not worried about it drying up. Ah! Damn it. The weapons would be a way better grip here. Yeah, I'm just going to use those. Damn it! Fuck! Yep. go. I wish the detail on this would show up better, but when it's all one singular color, it's not great. Just about done with the gobos. Zoom. All right, the last one. Wow, last of the gobos. We got plenty more of these to do. Maybe I can do those off camera. It doesn't really matter. All right. That's 20 gobos done and based. As I said, it's going to take probably like 8 to 10 hours for these to dry. At least. Whew. Let's make sure those aren't sticking too badly. Not a big deal if they stick. I'll pop them right off, but... Oh, no. Get back up. Get up. Ah, fuck. There we go. Some fine-looking gobbo gentlemen. All right. You're fine, man. I wasn't worried about it. I gotta be honest, I'm barely even paying attention to the chat or anything else. I'm not even worried. You guys do you. Take care of your stuff. We've got a couple Stormcast models I'm gonna take care of. Then more the Cruel Boys. Just a couple of those. This guy shouldn't take too long, actually. Might be able to use what's left and scrape this out. No, it's not going to be enough. No, it's not going to be anywhere near enough. And if you want any of these techniques or anything I'm using or want to know the color scheme, the VOD will still be up on the YouTube channel. So, and Twitch. I think Twitch holds VODs for, was it 7 days? Something like that. Something like 7. Maybe it's 2 weeks. I don't know. Not on the Cape. Not on the Cape. 34. Which one's Vault 34? I forget which one that is. Apply that there. There we go. Go. Okay. This Stormcast gentleman is now based. And his little hound here needs to go next. Go. Oh, the boomers! Ah, okay. That sounds like a cool one. That's an interesting vault to choose. I mean, what was the plot line? What was your goal? Like, what was the alternate history that you wanted to tackle there? Was it something that took place while the boomers were still there, or after they had left? That's certainly a vault that could have things go very, very differently, considering how the vault residents actually did manage to establish themselves, unlike a lot of vaults. You know, they did manage to actually do something out in the wasteland and carve themselves out a little piece of paradise. Unlike a lot of the vaults. Okay. Ah. Here we go. Escaped more recently. Something like that. Yeah, I believe, if I remember correctly, I think Grandma Pearl tells you that she was a little girl when they left. So it's still within one generation. But there's a lot you could do with that. Yeah, I mean, that's... Like, you wouldn't be able to... I just mean that you wouldn't be able to do as much with that lore if, you know, they walked out of the vault and immediately got decimated like so many others. By the way, I'm super excited to paint this model, by the way. Super excited to paint Indastra, I think is her name. We'll get to her eventually. But I got plans. I got plans first. We gotta get her based. This is the Stormcast's big centerpiece model they got in this box. Excited to paint this at some point. There we go. Get all in there. Ooh, there's a bunch of water in that pocket. In some of these recesses. big flat bases sometimes are even harder. So you got to really make sure you're not leaving streaks on any part of it. From the brush itself. But also like get it around everyone's feet and all the individual pieces and all that. There we go. I think that's good. Okay, on this one you can kind of see the texture actually. Yeah, look at that. That's what we're going for. Eventually this is all going to dry down after like 8 to 10 hours when this has basically just had the chance to dry up. It's going to shrivel down, shrink down. It's going to make a beautiful, beautiful texture. So, yeah, here you can kind of actually see it. I do want to clear up. I got the paint all over that skull, and I want to clear that up. Get you cleaned up there. Oh no, don't lick it clean. That's bad. This bad. This bad. Okay. Let's just put a little water on it. There we go. All right. Tap that down, get that bottom clean. Set that right there. Cool. All right. Now I've got some cruel boys to take care of, and then we should be good to go. A letter from the courier to Benny about his time in the wasteland. Why would he be writing a letter to Benny? Isn't Benny dead by this point unless you sneak him out of the Caesar's vault, Caesar's camp? Around being a boomer survivor of 34th was family and now good roots. That's a good way to put it. And I very much appreciate the painting reference, by the way. Did not very much appreciate the painting reference. And also very, very true. There are no accidents. Okay. Whew. 20 models to go. Let me go turn those over. Give me 1 sec. I'll be right back. Gotta step away. Okay, I'm back. These guys are all done. I'm just gonna set these guys aside. I'm just gonna go ahead and take them away. Come on, gentlemen, don't fight me here. Come on. Please stay in your positions. Please stay in your positions. Okay, those guys are now chilling, quite literally, in front of the air conditioner. 20 more. Cruel boys. I've done 10 of these little guys. These like Stabagrots. Cruel boys grots. Who are basically just regular grots, but more stabby. Which is something I kind of like about the Cruel boys, even though as a sub-faction, they're really over-designed. Really over-designed. Like, seriously over-designed. But I do like the sort of... I like, in theory, the premise of orcs, but stabbier. You know? I like it in theory. It's just that they are a lot. Okay. Let's get this basing done. Grab a piece of cardboard here to set them on afterward. Let's get to it. More stabbing! There's no shooting in Age of Sigmar. It's all stabbing. The stabbiest of stabbers. Okay. Let's get to it. 20 more. We're halfway done, gentlemen. Halfway. I'm going to move that in closer. Piece of paper towel stuck to me. Oh well, I'll get it done later. This paint's gonna dry if I leave it. Okay. Go. Oh my god. I would love to make a whole squig army, to be honest. Like, whether 40k or Old World or Age of Sigmar. Age of Sigmar, I think, is just dead at this point. I would love to do a whole squig army. Oh, that would be fun. I guess you could do one for both. I mean, if you just make it a melee-only army and try to keep the tech level low, you could, in theory, do one for that works for both, I guess. Go. Quick dabs. Dabs. There we go. Alright. God, I'd love to do a squig army. That would be so fun. One day, I have a lot of ideas for armies. One day, but not today. Got shit gotta take care of first. And getting under these guys is a pain because they have these loincloths that hang really fucking low. we go. Oh, I haven't even thought of the color scheme for these guys yet, to be honest. These are... We're getting way ahead of the game here. This is me basically taking care of, like, basing for... This is like... Ooh, what percentage would it be? These 43 models we're basing right now with this white paint, this is like probably somewhere between, it's probably like 60-70% of my entire pile of shame. At least the stuff that I have assembled. I have some stuff that's unassembled and still just like sitting on sprue. Not much though, mostly just a couple of Stormcast. I haven't even thought about these yet. As far as paint scheme, I have a couple of ideas, but nothing too crazy. Still gotta figure it out. There we go. I actually was thinking about doing either purple skin or... For these guys, I was thinking about doing the same sort of, like, Simpsons-esque theme that I did for these grots. I was thinking about trying that as well. Because I've done a set of 10 of these with blue skin, so I might try with yellow skin, too. I think it might look good. We'll have to see. Just a few dabs for some texture. What I always say to myself on a weekday night, just a couple of dabs will do. Ah, there we go. Whew. Purple Orcs is invisible. Oh, something 40k lore. Whatever. I like the idea of a Groundhog Day New Vegas. It sounds cool. I mean, maybe like use the, if you're gonna have it start, I feel like a Groundhog Day that starts with him waking up in Doc's house could be cool. Like, I like that premise. It sounds good. Like, it sounds solid. Maybe have, maybe as part of the story, you could look into, like, what are the common ways in which players die? And have those be the most common ways in which the courier dies during his Groundhog Day scenario, you know? Cazadors, random landmines. I don't know. You could probably just Google it, like, what are the most common ways to die in New Vegas, you know? The players do. It's an old enough game now. That could be fun. You know, make it like kind of an inside joke for players who remember the game. Obviously, outside Nellis Air Force Base, got to die a couple of times. You know? Ooh, that's kind of cool. I like that. Dab. All right. Yeah, getting shot in the head being a catalyst for an event like that, that could work. That could be very, very cool. I could see that. Well, I didn't glue this one to the base very well. Oh, well. Too late now. like if there was ever a time to get crazy, honestly, go with, it would be Fallout New Vegas. I mean, this is a world with talking death claws, after all. Though, not New Vegas, but, you know, that part of the country in that universe. I don't know. Don't be afraid to get weird. Especially in a fan fiction, like, fucking go for broke. There's no reason not to. Go nuts. That's the whole point, you know? Do some weird shit. Do some things that you want to see, you know? If you want people to read it, the number one advice I can give you, you know, and it's something I'm really trying to... It's something I struggle to follow. But you gotta make stuff people want to see, you know? What makes people click? What makes people, what's the what can you pitch in one sentence that's gonna make people say, oh yeah, that sounds cool, you know? Talking death claws. There you go, that's a sentence. Less than that. Makes people click, that's cool. You know? Get fucking nuts with it. No reason not to. Ugh. Sorry. Only good place to store that brush. It's huge. Veronica and the Sierra Madre. Why don't you just stick to the base game for right now? I mean, honestly, between Good Springs and... what is it called? Between Good Springs and Nellis Air Force Base, a lot of shit happens in the game New Vegas. And I'm assuming you're going to abbreviate all of that, but if I remember correctly, the main problem with your stories is that they're slow, meandering, and you don't finish. So, I would say the number one thing you should do is focus on getting out, like, honestly, I know it seems like the hardest thing in the world, even though it would take 20 minutes. Put together an outline with a beginning, a middle, and an end, and get those things done. You know? Figure out what you want those to be. You know, focus on finishing more than anything else. It changes your perspective on a lot of things when you actually, like, close the book on something. Like, when you close the book on a project, it really changes your perspective, like, more than you would... Way more than you would think. Like, way more than you would think. So I recommend focusing on getting to that goal. As well as, of course, doing some crazy shit people want to see. Ooh, wow. Blowing on that looks really good. I like that. Mobius and the Lucky 38. Okay, kind of cool. I mean, some crossovers with the DLC characters showing up in the main game could be cool. That could be... Actually, yeah, that's a... Actually, yeah, no, that is a cool idea. Again, though, just try to focus on having a strong beginning, middle, and end, and finishing. I'd say that's the main thing to do. Get that done. Because, honestly, that's just the beginning. Actually finishing the story is, that's just the start. Then you get to the process of figuring out all the things you did wrong, all the happy accidents you made along the way. Yep. As a wise man once said, in a familiar game, you know, it's the, oh god, what the fuck, now the fucking quote escapes me. It's not about, finding it, it's about letting go. You know, it goes for projects too. You know, being able to, you know, the scariest thing in the world, you never realize until you actually do it. The scariest thing in the world is saying, this is done. This is this project. This is the best I could possibly do. It's not a concept. It's not something I pitch to people. It is a thing, you know? It's not, you know. Alright, fire. You know, the story is not the 1 hour pitch about all the cool shit that's gonna happen. The story is the story. And it is simply there to be read. You know? A lot of fan fiction communities really struggle with that. Finishing projects. A lot of fan fiction communities have that issue, you know? People want to spend more time talking about all these cool ideas for my story as opposed to, like, writing the story. So certainly not a unique problem. Oh, god damn it. This paint is just everywhere. It's everywhere. Whatever. Ugh. Don't need to rehash every little part. That is true, yes. Just focus on a strong beginning, middle, and end. You know the beginning is good springs, waking up. You know a good chunk of the middle is going to be the Groundhog's Day sections, where you are purposefully trying to work in crazy deaths for the courier. Start with your outline there, I would say. Get an outline together. Seriously. Get an outline. Get those two things down. Beginning, good springs. Middle, death. There you go. Get those down and go from there. Ask yourself, what does a satisfying ending to this look like? Which is especially hard given that the courier is, you know, a silent protagonist. I mean, it's a protagonist you're supposed to see yourself in, you know, be able to role play. So it's hard to, you're going to have to do a lot of legwork there as far as making the courier, I don't know, a character. So it could be a tough project. Because you have to define the character without necessarily betraying the character in the minds of others, even though the character is a blank slate. That's tough, genuinely. That's going to be a tall order. If you care to do it right, that is. I don't know. Which you might not. Man, Hephaestus should have been here for this conversation. He loves writing shit. Damn. Ah, well. Nice. Okay. 9 to go. Whew! Whoa. Rescuing 34. Dealing with prescient knowledge and the Sierra Madre. Okay. List off all the things you want to do in the middle. And the point of the outline, once you have all those things that you want to happen in the middle. Yeah, sure, if you want to. I can't guarantee I'm going to be able to get to it, to be honest. I've been so behind on my long-form videos. Honestly, I've been dealing with my own personal dissatisfaction with my long-form videos that I've been dealing with, so I cannot guarantee I can get to any projects. But you can feel free to, and I'll see if I can. But, yeah, I mean, once you figure out, the first step is listing off all the things you want to happen. Then you got to get them in the order that you want them to happen. And then you got to figure out, okay, what's a satisfying conclusion to a Groundhog Day scenario that begins at Good Springs and ends at Nellis? Or at least goes to Nellis for a significant amount of time. I mean, it's framed around the courier talking to Benny. So presumably Benny would have escaped from Caesar's fort. So what is a satisfying conclusion to that? What is a satisfying conclusion? Something that the courier tells Benny that makes the audience say, wow, I feel as if that story is complete. You know? Endings are hard. 9 more. Just a couple more. We're almost there. And seriously, though, this is the basing. I know this is taking fucking forever. I didn't mean to devote this much of the stream to it, but these things, these are, this really is like the basing that we need for, like, it's got to be like 2/3 of my pile of shame. So I feel very, very good getting all this done. Knowing it's all going to be dry probably by tomorrow night. Definitely not tomorrow morning. Here we go. That'll do. There we go. That's better. Okay, 8 to go. It's the final countdown. God, what a lame fucking reference. Ah, well. Ooh. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I don't know. I've really been struggling with it. I think part of it's the lack of views. Part of it's, getting YouTube to actually show it. Part of it's just subject matter, I mean, I gotta be honest. I'm tired of fucking talking about politics. I'm fucking tired of it. I don't want to... There's a lot of political stuff that's worth talking about happening right now. Like, maybe even more than ever. Especially because there's so much interesting stuff happening at the state and local levels. Not so much at the federal level now. That's where a lot of the intrigue is, and I suspected that was going to be the case because, Republicans believe in small government spending, so state and local governments were going to need to step up. There's a lot happening, but a lot of it is just, I don't know, it doesn't get views, it's interesting to me, but it's not stuff people are, like, actively searching for on YouTube, which kind of sucks. Even though a lot of it, again, is really interesting. Damn it. It's going to be obnoxious when I have to prime this thing. Ah, well, that'll be fine. Yeah, there's interesting things happening. As a speaking of the fucking, what was it we were talking about earlier? The Texodus. That's another thing that's at the state level that's interesting. There's a lot of interstate play that's happening in politics right now that's really interesting. But it's just, I don't know, it's not stuff people are looking for. And honestly, I'm kind of tired of I want to talk about video games again, and I want to go back to politics. And I have a really, really good idea for this video on Hunt Showdown. I'm hoping it's going to be good. I'm hoping people like it, because I really think it's going to be good. I'm really excited for it. Okay, what was this original idea? Had the courier bundled Vault 34, dooming his family before getting shot by Benny. Still work. Still mulling on it. Okay. I wouldn't get too hung up on any one thing. It's fan fiction at the end of the day, and that's not an insult anyway. I mean, I've written fan fiction before. I still have my, novel-length Star Wars fan fiction that's up on Archive of Our Own. So, I'm not fucking judging. But there is a... focus on being satisfying, being interesting, What's a satisfying thing people want to see out of that Vault 34 quest? I gotta be honest, I only half remember Vault 34. 22... the plant one still hogs my memory. Still lives rent-free in my mind, and I can barely remember the rest of them. I remember the ones in Vault, and as much as Fallout 3 gets shat on, kind of rightfully, I remember the vaults in Fallout 3 way more. Maybe it's because the story wasn't as good. That's kind of a thing with Bethesda games. Like, the side missions tend to be way more interesting. What? Oh, yeah. I've linked that before. It's on Archive of Our Own and fanfiction.net. It's called Star Wars: The Fallen Ones. It is wholly... Yeah, I mean, it's a story with nothing but wholly original characters. Darth Vader shows up for, one scene. But yeah, it's called Star Wars: The Fallen Ones. Yeah, you can still find it on there. I think so. I haven't taken it down anyway. But yeah, so yeah, I'm not shitting on fanfiction, but fanfiction, you want to be satisfying, you want to have stuff people want to see, have stuff that's interesting. Although I will admit, I've never really interacted with the fanfiction communities. You might know better than I would about that. I don't really interact with those communities all that much. I'm more about, I just like to write, as you can tell from my 40K stuff, from my Warhammer stuff. I kind of just like to do the act of the painting and the creating. I don't really like the community stuff is never really my thing. The lore is never really my thing. I just like creating stuff. Just like making cool shit. Okay. All around. There we go. Aha! These look phenomenal. Oh, God. I'm going to have some photos on the Instagram, by the way, tomorrow, so if you want to see these. 5 more. We have 5 more to go. Then we do the wash on the original gobos. Whew. Oh, yeah, Vault 20. I feel like if you're going to spend a disproportionate amount of time... I mean, it's hard to say, because the Boomers are a really interesting faction. Like, genuinely interesting. But 22 is also very interesting. I don't know. And 22 is also super well known. You know? I don't know. That is true. 22 does have the Zion survivors too. They're kind of an afterthought, to be honest. In that DLC, I am like the one crazy guy. Honest Hearts is my favorite Fallout favorite New Vegas DLC, more than any of the others. I know that's crazy, but like that's my favorite one. I love it. And a lot of it is just because of the exploration in the area. I love the national park. I love Zion. God, that's the most fucking libertarian shit I've ever said. Yeah, but it takes place in a national park, so I like it. God, I would fucking do that. I fucking would do that. Fucking libertarian piece of shit. There I am. I would do some crap like that. It's like, yeah, it's like not as well written as anything else, but as all the others, but it takes place in a national park, so I have to like it. It's my favorite. Fucking would do crap like that. Okay, God, I'm just getting this everywhere. I'm getting so much sloppy toward the very last ones. That's usually what happens, though. Alright, 4 to go. So we started with 43, 4 to go. We're over 90% of the way done. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Let's keep going. Finish it the same way we finish anything else. One step at a time. Go. There we go. I'm just getting it all over their feet, but whatever. Ooh, Moto Runner would be a cool character to bring in. I do like Moto... Well, I mean, I don't like Moto Runner, but, like, as a character, he's fun. He's very fun. You know, as, like, a crazy Mad Max style, like, raider boss leader in the New Vegas Waste. He's cool. He would be great as a villain. I mean, I feel like for any of the Fiends characters and leaders, I feel like they're not... I mean, this is the way they're constructed in the game. This isn't a criticism of the game. But, like, they're not super interesting characters, but they would be great villains. Like, even when you side with Caesar, you know, you can't actually team up with the Fiends, which is good. Caesar would never put up with them. He would have fucking wiped them out to the last man. The way the NCR never fucking could. But I feel like they'd be good as villains, you know. Definitely pay attention for each individual character you use. Like, how are they used in the story, and why were they used that way? Moto Runner is a fun, like, he's fun, but he's just a generic villain. He's a boss fight. You know, he's not really interesting. And if that's the way he's used in the game, if that's the way he's made, unless you plan on making some really serious changes to him, I'd probably just stick to continuing to use him the way the game used him, you know? And probably ask yourself that with any of the characters. How did the game use them? Why did the game use them this way? And when you figure that out, more than likely you're going to want to stick to that because that's the way the characters were designed to be used. Like, again, Moto Runner is not like a super interesting guy, but he's a really good boss fight. He's a really good asshole that you get to kill who wields a chainsaw and has a bunch of evil fucking dogs. Only 2 dogs, I think. But still, you know, he's good for that. He's a boss fight. We are running out of paint. That's okay. Only have 2 more. 2 more! More than 95% of the way done. Nice job. Nice job to everyone in chat. Thank you for the motivation. Keep me going. You guys are great. You guys are amazing. Press the like button. But yeah. Are you going to have Victor in it, by the way? I feel like that would be cool to have. Maybe like every time... It would, you know, if you're going to do a Groundhog Day scenario... It's always good to have like a really think heavily on sort of like a, how do I put this? Like a callback, you know? Like how do you like figure out what you want the line to be that the audience will recognize and go, ah, yes, we have reset. We are back at the beginning, you know? Like if you use a specific phrase when writing, that can be all the audience needs to know that we have reset and gone back to day 1. Like, what would you use? Well, howdy, partner, Victor said, looking down at me. Looking down at my... Howdy, partner, Victor said, looking down at my blood-soaked clothing. You look like you're in a spot of bother. And every time the audience hears that, they know they're back in Good Springs. You know? Something like that. You know, like simple crap like that can help. You know, little key phrases scattered throughout. I use those a lot, personally. But it helps to convey information to the audience without you having to actually say out loud, we have reset. We are at day 1. You know. You know what I mean. There we go. I mean, it's just basics. This is just like the 101 stuff, but again, you know, little phrases like that. If you want to check out, I mean, I have a bunch of short stories on the Patreon that are not behind a paywall. Not behind a paywall. Wormwood doesn't float. Yes. Yep, that's one too. Good memory. Damn. Yep. Little stuff like that can do a lot for the, again, to convey information. You know, the whole point of that phrase was I don't have to then sit and explain why the boat sank. You know, establish that stuff early. It's good to do. I've been thinking about trying to actually integrate some like other stuff into my videos, like some more stop motion stuff. I'd love to do that. That would be so fun. Go on freesound.org and just grab every single sound, weird sound I can find, and just make all kinds of weird shit out of it. I'd love to do something like that. By the way, we're on the last one. Go team. There we go. Almost there. Okay. I got that paint all over its weapon. Don't even care. We're done. We're good. 43 models. Based. Ready to go. Alright. Let's go grab those gobos. Put these guys also in front of the air conditioner. Hell yeah. Shame pile defeated. Well, shortens. I don't know about defeated quite yet, but we're getting there. We're getting there. 43 models based. 10 models, even if they're just gobos. I mean, honestly, that was a shitload of basing. I'm not going to say we didn't do a whole lot today. We've done a lot today. Let's see how these look. I always like to leave a certain amount of time between the base texture and like the actual feeling them. Oh, look at those colors! Oh, they look so good. Oh, wow, that combination, like the yellow, purple, green on the weapon. Great. Good shit. Good shit. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That color combination is going to work very well. Alright, let me snap a couple of pictures real fast. I do want to get a couple just so we remember what they looked like before. Because they're going to look so different once they have the actual, what's it called? The wash on them. They're going to look so different. Go. Grab the camera. I'll throw these up on the Instagram. I'll throw them on the Discord too. But I'm definitely going to put these up on the gram. Gotta do it for the gram. You gotta do it for the gram. Whew. I need my spare light. Where the hell did I put that? Oh, you know what? This could be an interesting little moment. Here, I'm going to show you exactly what goes into making my photos. If you've seen my Instagram and you wonder how the sausage gets made, I'll walk you through the process while we have the opportunity. May as well. Okay. Well, getting the camera right side up is going to be a bit of a pain. But, oh, right. I have the camera flipped upside down. Ha ha! Yep. There we go. So this is my homemade white box. As you can see, it's just a piece of, like, poster board with a light up above, a little stick light. It's warm lighting right now. I'm going to change that, though. And then I've got a secondary light right here that is on a bar, and I'm gonna attach that. Normally I like to do like other colors of light, like have each one be a slightly different color. Like have an over one be like a white, but then have the other be I don't know, like a purple or some kind of a colored shade. Again, you know, all about contrast. If you hadn't noticed with me, there we go. That is so warm, though. I'm going to turn that... Let's turn it up to 40 Kelvin, actually. There we go. Oh, yeah. You can see that difference of how much less, like, warm it is. 3-foot rule. They're turning out well. Okay, this is like one of the first times you can really tell. Well, not first time, but like moments like these are so important with like seeing them so far away. Oh, Azure, hey, welcome in. So we've been doing some painting, and right now, I don't know if you've ever checked out my Instagram or like my miniature photos, but right now I figured since I wanted to get some photos of these guys before they get their wash, I figured I would just go ahead and like walk you guys through what the process looks like of when I take photos for Instagram. At least this is my modified white box right here. I think we're going to do like 3 rows. But yeah, this is them. I'm actually going to put these guys... It's actually okay to have them kind of up, so they're a little bit higher. And there's that broken arrow again. My camera right here. I'm going to snap a few from the front. And I'll throw them up in the Discord if you guys want to see. Nope, this is set to video mode. Forgot. It's been a while. Okay, where's the autofocus? There we go. Get these kind of arranged a little bit. That one there. There. All of them way tighter, honestly. Wait. Forgot I had this on a 10-second countdown. Sure. Yeah, go ahead. I think this needs to be a little bit brighter, actually. No. Not the warmth setting. Where's the brightness? There we go. Yeah, that's much better. Move that one further back. There we go. No, I don't need that. Actually, let's do continuous shooting. Let's set that to landscape mode. Landscape is really good for making blues pop. ISO, that can just be set to auto. Do not need shutter speed, that's that. 115 will be fine. Turn up the aperture, maybe like 16. That should be good. There we go. Set the ISO to 400. Wait. Let's bring this guy a bit forward and move that guy a bit back. There we go. Warmer. Well, they're already bright red, so I don't think that's going to work super well. Go. You further forward. There we go. Go. All right, I don't need to get a whole one or two from the front will be fine. I don't need all of them though. Let's just get a couple. Take like 3. You can stay. And I like you. For that big curved sword. You can stay. Let's keep 5 of them, I guess. That'll do. You with that little magic wand can be in the front. You can be coming in from the side. You can be there. And we'll get them from the front. They didn't even brought it like way in though. And a little bit. Way in. There we go. Let me change this. Let's drop that down to, let's do the F10. Hopefully it won't all be as fucking blurry then. Ooh, wow. That ISO's got to drop down to, let's say 200. That's so warm still. It's so warm. Let's go up to 45 Kelvin. Ooh, that's better. That's better. Now we should actually be able to see some of that blue. Now normally I have my camera on a stand, but I'm using that stand that I would normally put my camera on for this camera that you guys are watching through right now. So, if it looks like shit, that's why. All right. That's 2 photos. That'll be just fine. Let's pop this out. And I will have those photos on the Discord later for you guys to see. As well as on Instagram, of course. All right. Now the overhead light. And let's go back. Back to where we were before. But yeah, if you want to know how that's how the sausage gets made, that's it. Right there. Nothing fancy. Just built this system myself with a lot of time and effort, honestly. Got this other 5. There we go. Okay. Last thing, blue wash. Now that we've got some photos of them, and we've recorded what they look like, which I always like to have. It's not like the end of the world if we don't know, but I like to have it. You know. Let's grab that. I still got a little bit of white paint left over, but oh well. We'll give that a wash later. Get rid of all that. Oof. Okay. Now. Blue. Don't need those anymore. Ah! Oh, my stuff's breaking. That's fine. I can rearrange that later. That's fine. Okay, that's fine. Instagram sausage. Not wrong. Okay, now acrylic medium. Ah, which I just shook way too much. But oh well. There we go. Yeah, probably more than that. We have to let that settle for a little bit. So it's going to be really bubbly. Yep, really bubbly. Grab some water. Start thinning that down. It's been a while since I've mixed one of these washes, so I'm going to have to be real slow and careful about it. But again, you know, the whole point of starting out, you know, first painting session back, that was the whole point of starting with gobos, you know? That was the whole point. Was doing something that was easy. And that even if I fuck it up, who cares? Where is the... Ah, there we go. Dark Prussian blue. One of my favorite washes. As soon as I discovered this, I became addicted to it. It's so good. Oh, this color is rich and beautiful. God, these bubbles are so bad. Oh well. Keep stirring. Just keep stirring. Now, a good way to know if your wash is the right consistency, take a much smaller brush. We're going to grab some of that out. I'm going to need... God, this is still so bubbly. That's all right. We're going to take some of it, and we're going to paint over these little bumps that you often see on these. We're just going to paint right over those and see how well. You see that? That is just a layer of paint. That's just a layer of paint. That's not falling paint that falls into the recesses. That's just, that light is so bright. It's my work light, but it is so goddamn bright. Ah, well, let's keep it where it is. That's just a layer of paint. That's not a wash that goes into the recesses. So that needs more water. Another 5 drops. Let's see how it does now. There we go. Bubbles are finally starting to pop, which is good. I'm very curious to know what these look like. I'm going to let them cure overnight. And then in the morning, have another set of pictures out. What they look like afterward. Let's see. And here, that's better. Still really bubbly. It's better, but not there yet. This is 8 drops of water. Let's see how this does. See how it goes. Better. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. I'm going to put in like 2 more drops. 3. I think that should be perfect. Wipe that one more time. I think that will be exactly where we need it to be. Flame pops bubbles. Yeah, let me run a torch at this real fast. That'll be fine. Besides, you can always blow on it. It's not really that big a deal to have bubbles. Ugh. Okay. Take our big fat brush, the same one we just used for that white paint, but well washed. And actually, you know what? I'm going to grab, for like the first time this whole painting session, I'm going to actually use these handy-dandy paint holders, because otherwise I'm going to get paint all over my fingers. There we go. Now it's working. There we go. I'm going to get paint all over my fingers anyway when I take this thing off, but oh well. Quick little puffs. Should take care of all those bubbles. Let's take a look again, make sure. Yep, looks good. And again, they're gobos, so even if they're not, it's not a big deal. But there he is. I would hope they look better on the big screen. You want to tap a couple of these areas where there's a bit too much buildup. Right along there. The face is fine. The face looks great, actually. And again, I'll have some photos for him later. That shield looks so good. That shield looks amazing. Look how that dark green just disappears. The dark green practically isn't even there. That's exactly what we wanted. The shoes aren't going to be noticeable once we paint these. This guy's shoes are especially noticeable because I got white on them. This is going to look great. Put a little hot rod red. Oh, look at the sword. Look at the sword. Oh, well, this light's shining directly on them, which is not helping. But, oh, that's great. That's great. There we go. Well, now the light's directly in my face, which is not ideal. Ooh. There we go. We're just about done here. And the bubbles are from the receding in this thing, so we shouldn't have to deal with that much longer. Hopefully not. Well, that's awesome. Oh, hell yeah. Man, maybe we should get like a whole... You should start a whole YouTube channel just doing like what if alt history, but like insane shit. Well, I mean, actually, what if alt hist kind of ruined that, but still. Could do some fun stuff. Okay. Oh, the bubbles are gone now. Thank God. Well, there's still a few of them, but oh well. There we go. There we go. Yeah, that's not going to work. I'm going to have to use the real rag. There we go. All right. That's turning out very well. They definitely look like Smurfs, 100%. They absolutely do. But they're cool Smurfs. Deadly Smurfs. You know, Smurfs with attitude. That's really what I'm going for more than anything else. There's going to be paint all over this paint handle, but I feel like that's probably what it's for, so whatever. Probably should move these guys so it doesn't just drip directly on them. Not that it matters, it's all going to get on them eventually. Yep, this is going to look amazing. Put a little more around his face. A little more in that shield, too. Maybe a little less. Oh, no! That'll do. I'm going to leave the face alone, though. Making a big dent in that pile of shame today. Big dent. Big, big dent. You guys will just need a couple of highlights. Get some of that red on their cloaks. A little more gold. I really like this gold pairing more than I thought I would. Owl in the Bush made a good good suggestion there. Just a little more are in the face. Once again, a little more in the shield. And on the weapon. Go. Alternate history scares me. Dude, I don't have a degree. Whatever. Who fucking cares? Honestly, degrees mean less and less these days anyway. People love amateur historian. Half the fucking amateur historian. Honestly, half people with fucking degrees on what the fuck they're talking about. Honestly, degrees are becoming overrated. Oh, I mean, degrees already were overrated, but now they're especially happening. It's bad. It's real bad. People just want people who know things, you know, people who put in effort to learn, you know? As long as you talk about, you know, if you're talking about something you do truly know about and you know about, it'll come across, you know? People will be able to tell. Got a little too much on the shield. Take some of that off. And the sword too, just a bit much. Just dab a little bit of that away. That needs to be spread out, actually. It's fine. Celsius. You want to know something really sad? You want to know how American I am? I thought you meant the energy drink at first, which is also overrated. Fuck the Europeans and their Celsius. Sure, it makes sense, but fuck you. We use Imperial here. Go. Go. Probably should have been wiping off the bases from the start. Just soaking up some of the excess. So it's not just globbed everywhere. I'm going to paint over it anyway, but still. You need a bit more on that shield. They all either have too much or too little on the shield. Looks good. Looks good. Stab a little bit of that away. A bit of that there. And a little bit here. There we go. Make that shield nice and visible. That's 6 out of 10. 4 to go. There we go. I think this is somehow the first time I've actually mixed enough, like a good amount of paint, like the right amount. bit more to that shield. A lot of it's going to fall away anyway. Quite a bit more around the face, actually. Use there. Dab away a little bit on the sword. Add a bit more to this side of the sword, actually. There we go. God, it's just everywhere on the painting handle. And the whole point of the painting handle was to not get it all over my hands. That is not what's happening. Although I do have a better grip, though, so I guess that's still nice to have. There we go. Okay. These are probably going to need a couple of hours to dry, so it's going to be a while before I can get some photos of them. But I will have the photos of the unwashed versions up pretty quickly, at least. To be able to see what they look like. Get hyped to see the washed versions. I know I am. I'm excited. I'm excited to have these finished up. I love gobos. They're so fun. I love a lot of the old school Warhammer Fantasy stuff. So much of it is so simple but so fun because it was refined over so many years, you know? So many good ideas refined over many iterations. You know, helps to make Warhammer what it is. Part of why it works so well. Okay. Nice. I'm glad those weapons look good, too. That green was a really good choice. Not just on the shield, but on the weapons, too. Very, very good choice with the green. More around the face, a bit between the fingers. And make sure that weapon is really saturated before we put the highlights on there. Those cracks and crevices like to hide. There we go. There we go. Oh, doing a little bit more, There we go. Okay, just two more. The shit's dripping everywhere. God, this stuff's all over the ground. All right, go ahead and put them on. Can't afford to run out. Let's go ahead and wash him too. Oh, just enough. Oh, just barely enough. Oh, perfect. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, set you aside. That brush gets put away. We are done. Oh, Snug. Welcome in. Oh, shit. I forgot to get you those voice lines. Damn it. I'll do that tonight as soon as I get off. I'm logging out here in like 5 minutes. I will do that. Welcome in, though. Yeah, we're just wrapping up a painting stream here. Yeah, I'm just gonna take some excess directly off the painting handle where it has just pooled relentlessly, and put that back on his face. And on his hands. Perfect. Cool. Yeah, these are just some little gobos I've had sitting around for a while. I've been meaning to finish. I've had them primed for, God, probably over a year at this point, and they've just been sitting there. So I was like, you know what? I've been meaning to come back to some Warhammer painting. It's what the channel started as. I've been honestly really excited to do some stuff that's not politics. And I'm, yeah, decided to just go ahead and, well, I mean, I figured if I was going to come back, I've got to come back and do, like, you know, something that's easy. So I just figured, you know, we'll come back, we'll do some gobos. You know, we'll finish up these guys that, like I said, I've had primed forever, and we'll go ahead and get them, painted up. We got the base coats on, we've got them primed. They're ready to go. Whew. All right. Incredible. Incredible. I'm seeing someone followed or did something, and whoever you are, thank you so much. I will check it in a sec. Oh, I can't really go to my keyboard to look at the YouTube stuff right now, but thank you so much. Ooh. Cool. Dude, Warhammer's dope. Warhammer is great. I love Warhammer. This is, well, I guess technically it's Age of Sigmar because it's round bases. But yeah, these little gobos, oh, they look so good. They turned out so well. I'm really happy with them. Anyway, though, oh, I gotta clean up here. This is so bad. Ah! Gotta turn off that overhead light. It is so bright. So fucking bright. There we go. All right. Oh, what the fuck happened with that camera? Oh, I set up my spare camera, and it is really... Ooh. Hang on. Wait. Ah! It's reversed. One sec. I'm glad you like it. Let me see. There we go. Thank you. I'm glad you guys like them. Thank you guys for checking out the stream. I appreciate you. I set up my old crappy webcam to use, but obviously it's my old crappy webcam, so the moment that I need it, it just stops working. It happens. Thank you guys so much. I'm going to get cleaned up. I'm going to get some photos, get those photos up on the Discord and on Instagram. So check those out tomorrow, probably tomorrow morning. Yeah, these will be dry. These will be dry by tomorrow morning. I'll have some photos up of what they look like now that they are washed. Once they're dry, I'll have that up. Stardew Valley on this camera. I have two cameras pointing at me now. Only one is filming. Stardew Valley Friday. I did set a time on Discord. So Al, let me know if that works. I think I said like 6 p.m. on Friday. Just if it doesn't work or if we need to flex on it, that's totally fine. But I set like a tentative time. So just let me know. Some kombucha or something. Oh, God. Fermentation. I've got a lot of crazy stuff around here. Oh, these! Honestly, they're actually old lemonade bottles that I got. There's this, like, fancy French lemonade that I get at the liquor store. That's super cool, and it comes in these bottles, and I love it, and they're just... Honestly, they're just fun to have on the counter, and I like them. Not even gonna lie. And then I still got the... I don't want to touch it. Old Gods of Appalachia stuff right there. Yep. Infamous upside down streamer. Oh, shoot. Right. The vertical is still upside down. Hang on. That one is still upside down. I forgot to change that one. Sorry about that. Wait, why is it not letting me... Oh, there we go. Sorry about that. Okay. Thank you guys for checking out the stream. I will see you in the next one. I'm still working on getting a painting set up that's more, I don't know, like the painting setup is a bit roughshod right now. I'm still figuring things out, but I hope you guys find it interesting, especially the stuff where I'm going through like how photos got made. I may chop that out and just make a video out of that. Not expecting views, but because people may find it interesting. So, you can play a bit Friday, but actually free Saturday and Sunday. Okay, cool. I'll just move it to Sunday. I'll probably just move the time to like we were originally going to do 3 p.m. yesterday. Do you want to just plan for 3 p.m. Saturday then? So I can just plan for that. I'll just move the Discord schedule. I'll just plan on that, and then we'll do... Yeah, looks great. Yeah, thank you for checking it out. I'm out. We're good. We're good. Goodbye.